What's going on, guys? This is Market Omega back at it again with another end of year recap. I'll be going over the broader markets and the crypto markets as a whole. So, without further ado, let's go. All right, guys. So, how you guys been doing, man? It's been a while. I mean, I think the last time I made a video was, gosh, must have been more than 8, 9 months ago, man. I just been going through a lot of stuff, just taking care of business, got family, whole lot of changes going on. But I just wanted to take the time to make a video, for end of year so you guys can kind of see exactly what's going on in the markets. Also, get my point on where I think the market is going to go towards the end of the year, and then also next year as well. What's my year-end target for 2023? And then not just the stock market, but also also the crypto market as well, right? Where do I see Bitcoin going? What are my thoughts on the Bitcoin bear market? What are my thoughts on the altcoins? Where do I see these coins going next year? And hopefully I'm right. You know what I mean? I think last year I was pretty almost dead on. So this year hasn't. It was almost getting to that level, right? Because I did have a certain level on the SPY, but some events happened the last few days, and then it's threatening to derail my year-end target. Okay, so we'll see. All right, so I just want to start this recording with COSM, right? I just want you guys to take a look at this. This is just insane. This is incredible. So what happened was, this stock had a reverse split, right? It had a reverse split. I think it was, this was like 15 cents, and then it did a reverse split. And when we did our pre-market analysis this morning, normally I tell the guys in the room, hey, when it comes to stocks that are reverse splits, they don't offer the best opportunity for a long trade or parabolic move or something like that. So they usually make the best short candidates. Okay, so normally they either you get a little bit of a pop on day one and then they just fade, or they might get a pop day one, but day two they end up fading on day three. Like, it's almost a guaranteed way to make money, right? If you're shorting these reverse split stocks. Man, COSM had something else in store for us, because this thing, I totally ignored this stock, this entire move. Right, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about all this. I mean, the stock is moving up, so when the stock was trading in this range, and I was like, whatever, right? But then when it started going like this, I was like, holy crap! Like, first of all, I didn't think this was gonna break this pre-market level here. Um, what is this? Like 639. This is not really. There's no trade on this. This is more of like a late print or something. And then when the stock opened, you got a straight flush. This is a market maker doing this, right? Anyway, when we got to that level, I was like, wow, this is. I'm gonna keep the stock on watch, right? And then once we broke and then we started holding, I was like, no, I've got to get in. All right, I've got to get in. This thing is just looking beautiful, right? So the stock just went up, and then started going. It got halted, resumed, nice washout. Halts, resume, washout. Like, you got this halt right here, pop, wash, boom, gets bought up some more, right? Every single wash was just getting bought up. Like, it just kept getting bought up, right? And as soon as we broke the all-time high, let me try to go back. Let's see, all time high. I think it's right around this level right here. I think it's 1250 or so. So that's the all-time high. So as soon as we broke that all-time high, this thing just went parabolic. Like it was just insane, an insane move. Like just went nuts. And a lot of shorts got destroyed. And if you lost money trading this stock, I feel for you. I'm always the guy that's I'm a long bias trader, right? And everybody knows my trademark. If you shorted this, you're dead. Like I've had that for almost a decade now, right? But this is one of those times where I feel sorry for the people that are shorting this stock. You don't want to lose money. Worse, you don't want to blow up your account, especially towards the end of the year. It's a holiday. This is the last thing you want to think about. Is losing money at the end of the year. So, if you lost some money, man, I pray you make it back one way or the other, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But this thing has just been superb. This is a crazy supernova. And right now it's still popping up in after hours, man. So I think come Monday, we're going to definitely have a day two, right? I mean, we've got to. It's a major move right there, So, yeah, we got a major move close to the high. So, yeah, definitely we're going to have a day two. So, keep it on. You guys keep it on watch on Monday. It should be superb, okay? And then, we have these other stocks like RNA. That was in play today. I totally missed that, but some guys in the room made money on it. Okay, I was in another stock, but then I saw this. I was like, yeah, this looks like a great trade. Looks like a perfect setup. We got this pop pullback, and then we went all the way up to where it's just like 1985. So that was pretty good. And this is another stock that you could keep on watch for Monday as well. All right, it's forming this nice pattern right here. This is a beautiful pattern. It's like a major ABCD setup. I mean, I love this. We get up to this 2050 level and we hold, boom. This thing, I think this thing could actually go all the way up to about 2530. Easy, like easy. All right, definitely. So you guys keep that on watch. I think also one thing I do know that the stock is it's not a higher flow stock, but it's a high IO stock. And usually stocks that have a high IO, they they tend to, they can grind, but I mean, these guys, the institutions, when they want to take a stock somewhere, okay, like when they come out to play, they bring out the big guns, okay? If they want this thing to go up to 30, they're going to take it to 30. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to go to $30, $40 if they wanted to. So just keep the stock on watch. It looks beautiful. I love this setup. EUDA, I didn't trade this. Low volume crap. GH was a gap down reversal. It didn't set up, so I never really traded it. But I did trade EXAS. I think I got in around 55 or so. And then the stock popped. It popped all the way up to, I think I was up a point. 56, 51. So I was up a point on it, but then I got greedy. I got so freaking greedy, man. I should have taken that 1 point move and call it a day, but I got greedy on it, and then the stock just ended up coming back. I was thinking that, since we had earnings and, we had a triple play on it, beat on the top line, beat on the bottom line, guided higher, then we could have got this move all the way up to about 58, I believe. But it just didn't happen that way. We got a pop. I was up about a point, but then came down, chop. Ended up just taking a loss here. Just stopped out, which hindsight, that was a great idea because this thing just faded all the way down to about 52. So, all right, what else? We had ICVX. I traded this stock earlier. Once again, I got greedy, got it on the red to green, held it for too long. The stock came down, chop. And then I just ended up selling it. Okay, I sold it. I think I got in like twice, and it turned out to be losses. The second time, I could have held it for break even, but I was just tempted by COSM that was ripping like crazy. So I was like, you know what, ICVX, now you can go away. I'm just gonna take the loss. Focus on COSM, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have capital tied into certain stock while another stock that provides much better opportunities running. Okay, so ICVX, that was a loser. This stock I missed this move here, but I didn't. The reason I didn't touch it was because the volume was too low. It was just way too low. So yeah, that was that one. Trying to think here. What was the next one? Tau. Yeah, Tau was a midday mover. So I think I got in Tau. I did get in right around the 40s. I think either the high 40s or the low 50s. It went up to no. I think I did get it in the 40s. I got it in the 40s. I think, and then it went up to 767, and then I just kept holding it. Was expecting a bigger move, but it just didn't do anything. It chopped around, and then this stock is a higher float stock. So, but it did have the setup looked great, but just the float was too high to really get anything going. So that was that. That didn't really work out well. And let's see. So yeah, so that's it. This stock is going to be on watch definitely. And then ICVX. No, not ICVX. Well, you could watch that next week, but RNA. That's a beautiful setup. All right, so let's talk about the SPY. Okay, so I've last year I had this year-end target of 480. We came close to 480 by 2 pennies, right? And then we just kept going down. So a few months ago, I drew this channel, and it's just been a beauty. It's been an absolute beauty. Like the stock will come down, pop, come down, pop. This has been a strong support, strong resistance, right? So here's the thing. It was respecting it. That was perfect. Initially towards the start of the year, I had us somewhere around here. I had us coming down a bit and then going all the way up to about the right around 560. Okay, I had us going like 550, 560. But when the stock started to come down and the Fed, it was clear that the Fed was hell bent on fighting inflation and they were going to keep on raising rates. I had to readjust my price target, right? And then I said, end of year target on the SPY, we're going to be between 430 and about 440. This level right here. Okay. So I readjusted the price target. And then in the summer, we came down right here. We came up to 430, right? We hit the 200-day moving average to a T and then just faded. And all the while we were fading, I still held on to my year-end price target. I was like, we're going to go to 430 or 440. We're going to be there. And we bottomed right here in October at 348. And then we started uptrending. You see this right here? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. That's what you want to see on a trend reversal, okay? So we got to this 200-day moving average, right? So here's one thing about this 200-day moving average. If you take a look right here, every time the stock got to the 200, like since March, we popped. We actually reclaimed here a bit, and then this is when I made my price target. Well, I left my price target at like 5,000. Sorry, I keep saying 5,000 because that's why. Because I'm thinking about the SPX, but the SPY. Okay, I was like, we're gonna go my target 5,500, 550 to about 560, right? But then when we started falling, I had to readjust the price target. So this 200-day moving average, right? We basically lost it right here, and then we came right here and hit it to a T, and then we came back again, right? Every time we would come up to this channel or the 200-day moving average, the shorts would try to whack it. The bears would take over, and then I drew a line right here. I was like, this is basically, sort of like an Elliott wave type of deal, right? Right here, and I figured if we come back to the 200-day moving average or to this channel, this is going to be the third time. So what's going to happen is we're going to blow through it, which we actually did right here. Look right here, right? This is a third test of the same channel. We blew through it, we actually closed above it, so that was very bullish. We retested that breakout, so I was like, okay, I'm so confident that we're going to go up and we're going to hit my year-end target. So confident, right? We came on this day, we actually opened right here at 410, And I was like, okay, in a matter of like 2 weeks at tops, we would have been at this 430 and 430, 440 year-end target, right? But what happened was the Fed came out and they lowered interest rates from 75 basis points to 50 basis points. Okay. Well, this is when we had the CPI number. We had the CPI number. The market just ripped like crazy, right? The CPI numbers beat expectations or went up. And then, everyone's thinking we're going to go up, we're going to keep on going higher. And then the Fed came out with 50 basis points, which was already baked in. Like, I think, a month ago, people knew that we're going to do a 50 basis point. And what solidified that thesis was the fact that the CPI numbers came in cold, right? The numbers came in cold. So, everyone's thinking, okay, the Fed is going to do 50 basis points, which they did. But what happened was this was more like a sell the news type of deal, right? Sell the news. Everyone's thinking we're going to rip, like crazy because we've got the 50 basis point increase. Instead, we just kept going lower, 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 lower. And right here, we're at this level, this 380 level. This spot right here, trying to see if I can use this 380 zone. Where's that? I'm trying to go back there. This 380 has been a certain level, like in the like towards the fall, right? This 380 was this, yeah. So it's right here. You see this right here? This freaking 380 zone right here. Every time it'll pop right here, it'll get rejected. Pop, get rejected, or when it finally broke it, it retested it, right? Came down. This 380 zone was a very strong level, even right here, right? It came close enough to it and then bounced up. It was a very strong resistance and support. So I see no reason why this level right here, this 380 zone, I mean, it's not going to come exactly, but this is going to be a very strong level right here, which I think we're probably going to bounce to, maybe about 400, and then we could possibly go lower. Okay, so this is a very strong support zone right here. This 379, 380 zone. Okay, so so what I think, okay, I don't like how we fell, because it looked like we're gonna reclaim above the 200, and then we're just gonna keep on going higher, and route to my year-end target. But I don't like this. This is like second rejection. This is a double top right here, and then now we're down in this level right here, this 380 zone. Okay, so this is what I think was going to happen. Monday we might wash out a bit. Okay, we might wash out on Monday. At the open we might wash out, but then eventually I think we're going to end up rallying. We're going to have a monster rally, which should be similar to this right here. This candle right here, we're probably going to have that on Monday. If we don't have it on Monday, we're probably going to have it on Tuesday. Okay, we're going to have it on Tuesday. So I think for the next, 2 weeks to end the year, I don't see us just selling off into the end of the year. I think we're going to have like this thing where maybe Monday we come down a little bit, and then Tuesday we start to uptrend, start to go back up, or Monday we just start to go back up. Okay, I don't see us just closing the year, just keep on going like this and just fading for the rest of the year. I don't see that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Okay. So, where do I see my the target next year? Okay, see if I can go. Let me try to do a weekly. It's like 5-year week. Okay, so all right. So this is what I see for next year. My next year target. Right. I think the two things can happen. One, we could. Like in January, if we're somewhere around this 390 or 4, we could come down for like the first couple of months or so. We could come down and then retest the 200-day moving average, right? This weekly 200-day moving average right here. We could come down and retest it, and then we're just going to start uptrending after that. So the first quarter in 2023, right? Or we could be negative. I mean, red, or we could be red the first quarter. Okay, but the second quarter is just going to be green. The third quarter is going to be green. I think my year-end target is basically we break all-time highs next year. We're gonna break all. I strongly believe we're gonna break all-time highs next year, regardless of the whole recession and all of that. No, I think we're gonna break all-time highs. Okay, and the reason I'm so confident in us breaking all-time highs and going all the way up to my target, which is right here, 560, 550, 560, is because the reason why we started falling in the first place, why we came this low, is basically a Fed induced move. This is all the Fed, right? The Fed raising interest rates to combat inflation, which they actually started that. They caused it. They kept printing. They left the rates lower for way too long. Okay, for like 0%, and housing prices went crazy. The cost of used cars skyrocketed. Everything was insanely high because there was too much money printing, right? Too much money printing, the stimulus, and then also the Fed lowered the interest rate. So they have to correct. All right, they've got to correct. Powell has to correct all of this. And then he made a big blunder because earlier on, back when all of this was happening, they kept saying inflation was transitory and inflation is transitory, which that's not the case, right? We found out that later on that that's not the case. So now what they're doing is they're trying to they're just jawboning. They're trying to talk tough and catch up to inflation, and they're trying to curb inflation by the most harsh means necessary, which raise interest rates and try to get the Fed funds rate to about 5.5% before they're going to pause. Right, that's their target. So obviously, if we start seeing signs, and Powell actually talked about it the last few meetings, like if he starts to see signs that inflation is falling, then it might be wise to take a step back, maybe pause, and kind of see what the effects of those rate rises have been. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna end up higher next year. We're gonna break all-time highs. Okay, and one thing you want to watch also, I think you want to watch the Dow because the Dow tends to lead. Okay, I think the Dow is gonna break all-time highs before the SPY. I mean, literally, we're less than 10% from all-time highs. Right? I mean, this is a retest. Look at this. This is beautiful. I actually drew this line a few weeks ago. This is just awesome, right? Pop retest on the weekly. Next week we could be green, and then boom, next year. Look at this. This is breakout. This is double bottom retest. Boom, we break out. First quarter we could break all-time high and go up. Okay, and I think once that happens on the Dow, the SPY is just going to follow suit. Okay, the SPY is going to follow suit, and you guys know what happens, right? Once the market breaks all-time high and everything is going up, risk assets are going to start going up as well. So this is when you start talking about your crypto, your Bitcoin, everything is going to start ripping like crazy. And the SPY doesn't necessarily have to break all-time high before they start ripping. All we just need is an uptrend. We just need a nice uptrend on the SPY, and then the crypto market is gonna follow suit. Right? They've been beaten down for a while since end of last year. Actually, they started going down in November. Okay, the SPY actually went up in December. Went up in December, whereas with Bitcoin, I think it topped out in November, which I'll be showing you guys the chart pretty soon. So that's basically it on the SPY. I think we're gonna go up, all-time highs. I think that's within the first two things. Either we hit all-time highs within the first 2 quarters, right? All-time highs, reach my target of 550 within the first 2 quarters, or by before the end of the year, right? If we don't hit all-time high within the first half, we're gonna hit all-time highs by the second half of 2023. So I don't think it's gonna be. People are saying, "Oh, recession," which we're already seeing signs of it. But eventually, I think the Fed is gonna end up pausing. They're gonna end up pivoting. They're probably gonna end up lowering rates sometime next year. Once they start to see the damage to the economy, they're gonna end up lowering rates. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you know what? We're lowering the rates," and then the market is gonna start ripping on that. So every year you want to go back and look at the start of the market. We've always had like this, like see if I can use the SPX, and let me try to do quarterly. right on the SPS 5 years. Let me see if I can do the max available. You go back and look, right? Every year we've always had this like, we move, right? We have multiple quarters of an uptrend, and then we pull back. Okay, we always have like 2 to 3 quarters of pullback, and then we continue higher. Right now, you can see this quarter is green, right? You can already see next quarter. If we get an engulfing, this is what you're gonna see. All right, let me see if I can just draw this out here, right here. Okay, and you could do right here as well. Okay. All right, so this is right here. So like a bull pennant, right? You got an engulfing right here. We're breaking out. The high right here is 4,100 on the SPX, which is that is what, like 410 on the SPY, right? So we break this level, I think we're just gonna go higher, man. So year-end target 2023 between 50 uh, 550 and 560 on the SPY, and 5,500 to 5,600 on the SPX. Okay, and all of the major indices are going to go all-time high. The SPY, the Dow, and the Nasdaq as well. Okay. All right. So let me just touch on Bitcoin really quick. So here. So we got Bitcoin right here, right? Got this like Bitcoin, and actually, hold on a second. Let me try to. You guys, give me 1 second, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can try to, if I can like load up. Yeah. Okay. See if I can load this up like this. Make it. Okay. Hope you guys can see this. Okay. So we topped out right here, and then we've just been coming down, right? A lot of people, this is what a lot of people are saying when it comes to like Bitcoin. They're like, oh, Bitcoin has to go down 82%, which I know we could go down 82%. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not ruling anything out, right? We can always go down 82%. They're like, oh, every time in Bitcoin's history, we've always gone down at least 80% minimum, or 82%. In this case right here, right, we went down, I think this was like 83%, right, from the top to the bottom right here. And then in this case, we went down, I think it was like 85%. And then right here, it doesn't have this. This is like, was it, or maybe this, I don't know, 90% or whatever. I think this is like 90% drop. Anyway, so they're saying we've got to go down, 90%. We've got to take everything has to be the same. We've got to go down between 80 to 90%. And, it has to take us over a year and then a few months of consolidation before we start going back up, right? Which, like I said, they could be right, but this is my opinion and this is my thesis, right? We can't have diminishing returns on the upside, but then have the losses constant on the downside. And what I mean by that, right? So like every time we've broken the all-time high, like in this case right here, when we broke the all-time high, we actually, no, this chart. See if I can get the BLX. I think that could be. It goes back further, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, you take a look at this, right? Let's just do some quick math, okay? So the high right here is 1177, and right here you're looking at 3190. Okay, so this right here is way more than this. Is over I don't know, like 30x, right? This is over 30x from here to here. Okay, and we pulled after we got right here, we pulled back 83%. We consolidated for a few months before we started going up, and then in this case, we went up. What is this? 1177, 19,000. All right, so this is over 10x, well over 10x from here to here. Okay, and then we pulled back. went down 82%, consolidated, and they're saying, okay, we've done the same thing. We have to go down 82%. My counter to that is, you can't say that we can't have lower gains, right? Diminishing returns on the upside, and then the losses have to be constant. Okay, we can't go down every single time on the same year, 82% every single time. But then when it's time to go up, we don't even go. The gains are lower and lower. It's not possible. Okay, in this case, we only had I think this was like a 3x, right? From 20K to about 69K, a little over 3x, all right? Whereas in this case, we had over 10x, right? We had well over 10x in this case. Then in this case, we only have 3x. And then everything has to be constant on the downside. That's my argument. I feel like if we're going to have diminishing returns, which, is very valid, because as an asset class grows and becomes more mature, then the law of diminishing returns, you're not going to have as much returns, or it's going to take a lot more money to pour into that asset class. Okay, so yeah, I do get it, but yeah, like either what I think is going to happen, like either we just kind of come, January, February, we break out at this level and we just skyrocket. We just go straight to all-time highs within like 3 months, okay? Because I don't know if we're going to consolidate and it's going to take us the same amount of time that it took us right here, right? It took us this amount of time right here, and then it's going to take us the same amount of time to go back to all-time high. If it's going to take us that same amount of time, then why didn't we have the same amount of gains to the upside? Like, why? Okay, so I would have been more inclined to believe that if we actually went, like in this case, we actually went from like right here, 19,000 went up to 190,000, right? 10x, right? Or even 8x or whatever. And then it took us exactly 1 year. Like, I would have been more inclined to believe that. Okay, I would have said, okay, you know what? Yeah, perfect. But in this case, that's not what happened. All right, so I feel like with Bitcoin could just out of nowhere, like, just everyone's saying, hey, we're gonna end up going down, we're gonna consolidate, just out of nowhere, this thing just spiked, just boop, in 1 week we just go up straight up like 20%, 30% in 1 week. The next week we consolidate, and then boom, another 30%, just like that. In like 2 months we go all the way up to all-time high. Like, it's very possible. I mean, do I think that's going to happen like that? No. I think, what's going to happen is we're probably going to do something like this. Maybe like the first, like in January, we go up to like 21K, and then we pull back a bit. And then February, we're closer to about 29. And then maybe like March, we're kind of like in the 30s. So it's going to be like more of like this sort of like wave pattern, okay? Like a wave pattern to go to all-time high, all right? I don't think we're going to have something like this where, you just like break out right here, and then in a matter of like a month or two, we're all the way up here. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna pop like this, and then maybe but all in all, I still see us breaking all-time high next year, especially if the SPY breaks the all-time high. If the SPY breaks all-time high, I see no reason why Bitcoin should not break all-time high. Okay, so I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, where's my target? If we do break all-time highs, where's my target? Where's my target on this crypto? So, if we break all-time highs in 2023, okay, towards 2020, we break all-time highs like maybe middle 2023, and then we start to rally in the 2023, 2024. I think the target is right around 140K. Okay, so I'll be looking at somewhere around that 140,000. I think that somewhere around here, 140K Bitcoin, and then we basically start to go back into a bear market. So that's just my opinion. I don't think it's gonna take. I don't think we're gonna have something like this. But then also, I don't think everything has to be the same, right? Where we bottom right here, and then it takes X amount of months to consolidate. I don't think it has to do that. Okay, I don't think so. Some people are actually calling for much lower prices. Some people are saying, between 12 and 14,000, which would give us an actual peak to trough loss of the 80 to about 83,000, right? Just like the previous times. And I don't think that it has to be the case, because if once again, if it has to take us that long and we have to go that low, then we should have at least tested well over 100,000 to the upside. So why do we have diminishing returns on the upside, but then constant losses on the downside? It's just not, that's not the way it works. If that was the case, then every 4 years, towards the end towards the end of that 4 year cycle, just go all in short and then just hold for 80 to 85% easy money like clockwork, and it's going to happen every 4 years. And then if that's the case, we're all going to be billionaires, because we're all just going to sell, mortgage our homes, sell everything, and then just go short at the end of that 4 year cycle, and then just sit on your hands and just collect an 80% win. It's not going to work like that. So I think, out of nowhere, Bitcoin is just going to do something crazy out of nowhere. Because nobody, if you go back right here, nobody expected this. Absolutely not. Nobody expected this entire move. Like, you go back and look, everyone was thinking it was going to be like 2015, where we're just going to consolidate. And the thing about 2015, right? The thing about 2015 was right here. You see this right here, this crash. This was, I think it was like a Bitfinex hack. Okay, this is like the Bitfinex thingy. You have this Bitfinex thing right here, I think. I don't know if it was, I think Mt. Gox was like 2014, I think. Anyway, so this was like a Bitfinex hack. And then if this hack wasn't here, right, just take away this pullback right here. Just take it away. This move right here would have been like this move. So basically, we would have just gone up from like right here. I think this low right here was 222. We would have gone up from like 222 all the way up to 520, like this. Like, take all of this away, right? Take all of this, and then we would have just been like this, right? In August, we would have gone all the way up. So we would have gone from June, July, in 2 months, we would have gone up over 100%. In 2 months, which Bitcoin has shown us in the past that it could do that. All right, it could definitely do that. I mean, in 2 months, you're looking at February, 100%. You're looking at about what, like 35K or something, somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around 35K. And it might be able to overshoot. All right, maybe like 40K, right, with FOMO, right? Just go 40K and then reject or something, right? So it's very possible, man. So that's just my theory with Bitcoin. And once Bitcoin starts to get going, then a lot of these altcoins are going to start catching some legs. And one thing you have to know about altcoins, I know they look like crap right now. Altcoins have a tendency to just shoot up. Like, in 1 week, an altcoin can go up 500% in 1 week. In a month, it can go up 15x in a month. Right. So I don't care about this drop right here. All of this, there's so much FOMO in the market and everyone's panicking. I really don't care about this, because eventually when they start going, you could just get 2 candles like this, just boom, a pop right like this, and then another one all the way up like this, just like that. Okay. It's happened so many times in the past, and it could very well happen again. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but it could happen again. So, in my opinion, I think, it's just best to, either stay in some cash, to dollar cost average, or, just buy. If you have a long-term horizon, right? If you're looking at like, if you're looking at a few years down the road, then, a move, a grind for, a couple of weeks or a couple of months shouldn't really mean much to you. Okay. It shouldn't really mean much. So yeah, let's see what happens, guys. All right. So, that's it. That is it for the recap / 2023 prediction. Okay. I hope we have a fantastic year next year, because, we man, we're starving for a big year. Okay, we need. I mean, this is like one of the worst bear markets I've experienced in crypto, and also, some, like in stocks. Like the sentiment just seems so bearish, like so bearish. And I think this is if you go back and look historically, I think this is like the biggest sell off we've had to start the year, right? Like we've just had this like sell off, just straight down. I think we went down over 20, almost 25% from peak to trough, right? On the SPY, right? If you go back and look at the SPY, so you go look at the SPY right here, right? 25% peak to trough, but I think everything's going to change eventually. All right, so guys, feel free to check us out. Market Omega Trades. Okay, the link is going to be in the description below, and we've got a free trial, so you can check us out. But trust me, man, like there's so much alpha in that room. There's so many good traders in there. So you can take tidbits from each trader, or you can network. And we're just there to help each other, man. We're not out there, flashing P&Ls. We're trying to uplift one another. Okay. So although I'm a long bias trader, right? We've got some short bias traders in there that are killing it. Like these guys are freaking killing it. Okay. So yeah, check us out. Market Omega Trades. Link is in the description below. And also, you can feel free to DM me on Twitter at Market Omega. And once again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Market Omega, and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload new content. And just like and subscribe so I can keep providing you guys with a lot of positive content on stocks and cryptocurrencies and just life in general. Okay, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you later. Oh, once again, guys, we do have a sale. We've got a sale going on. So, you can just DM me if you want to talk about the sale. We can expand it into all of our products, because right now we only have it for like the monthly membership. But if you're interested in getting our courses, or, if you're interested in a lifetime membership, just let me know, and we can see what we can work out for you. Okay. Market Omega Trades, guys. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the year. Have a fantastic 2023. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And I'll see you next time.